Somebody.
Shrek Super Slam. The joke writes itself. I don't need to tell you why that's completely ridiculous, but it's a game that exists, and it's pretty good, actually.
It's a 3D fighting game that takes inspiration from other fighting games that came out before October of 2005, such as Smash Bros. Melee and Power Stone. The goal of the game is to deal damage to build up your slam meter, and in using that slam meter, you can unleash a powerful move against the other characters. Though, the whole slam move thing kinda reminds me of Final Smashes from Brawl, but Shrek Super Slam came out like 2.5 years before Brawl, so maybe Sakurai ripped off of Shrek.
One thing I love about the slam moves in the game is that they'll send opponents flying into objects and they'll go like destroy everything around them or objects they fly into. Like in this level, Prince Charming gets sent all the way up this castle tower, then flies back down, or in this level you can knock an enemy into the like church bells and then they go dong 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 across the map, and that was stupid, but yeah, you get the point. It's a really nice touch that's like unique to every stage.
So every character has combos of the A and B buttons, and one charge move that's mapped to the B button itself. All combos start with the A button and vary on where in the combo you decide to start pressing B. Every character has at least one combo that will destroy an opponent's shield and leave them vulnerable if they're blocking, similar to how Mars Neutral B works in Smash Bros. In fact, a lot of moves work similar to Smash. Dodging, wall jumping, shield cancelling, power shielding, and even items work in pretty similar ways. Though, you can shield in midair, and this makes you fall faster if you need to get out the air quickly. This allows you to combo air attacks into ground attacks easily if you're a real pro gamer dude.
Well, I'm surprised, really. Like, for a game that only really had a resurgence due to like meme culture and, you know, haha, Shrek, there's a surprising amount of depth here, and, you know, people could play this game competitively, and that's why this video is cancelled. I'm gonna Evo 2020. Gonna tie this headband like them karate movies, and boom, training time. Now that I've practiced the body, it's time to train the brain. Say goodbye to your wife, cause Shrek is life. I forgot my line.
There's actually a constantly updated tier list for all the characters in the game in case you might need it, because, you know, fighting games. The only thing I can really point at is the fact that Little Red Riding Hood is banned for being overpowered. She can perform pretty simple combos straight into a slam move, meaning you'd only need to hit one move properly to gain a point. But generally the balancing feels quite strange, as some characters have moves that feel completely useless. For example, Genome's Aerial Stomp feels extremely annoying to use as it goes directly down, meaning it's extremely hard to hit somebody with it. But if you do, you can repeat the move for like 1 or 2 times, but if you accidentally press it a 3rd time, you'll probably miss and hit the ground, meaning the enemy gets a free hit on you. Super Slam has a slick story that's short and small, but I smiled and insert another word that starts with S here. It takes place after Shrek 2, as Donkey is unable to get his little dronkies to sleep. Donkey is a fusion between a donkey and a dragon, as donkey fucked a dragon, I don't know. Shrek decides to read them a bedtime story, but they burn the book instantly, so they all make up these weird bedtime stories. The loading screens are used to show which character is telling that story in that level, so that's quite a nice touch. Also, that donkey is playing Pitfall for the Atari 2600. Interesting reference, since Shrek mostly likes to reference like early 2000s humor, but I doubt the target audience will get that reference, but it's neat. The humor and characterization is about on par with the movies, and this setup allows for some cheesy as hell situations to go and unfold. My favorite parts have to be the MTV Crib parody, where like the gingerbread man shows off all of his like new crib, and just for how completely ridiculous it is. And the generic karate movie parody where like Fiona and Donkey travel to some old master sensei dude to fight him, and Donkey's all scared, so Fiona's all like, "You cannot abandon your training," and then this happens.
Okay, you're right. Master Fu, here comes the ultimate beatdown. I want my money back for those karate lessons!
Oh, please. How hard could it be?
After all this, they bicker about basically nothing, and then you're treated to the epic climactic ending cutscene.
Shh.
Oh, aren't they sweet?
And as they filed out of the room, the drunkies didn't wake up, and they slept happily ever.
I then realised I didn't save once at all during the story mode, meaning I lost all 35 minutes of progress. Onto the real meat of the single player, the Mega Challenge. You move around this board and you pick out different short but unique challenges such as chucking gingerbread men into a fire, playing tennis by parashielding back projectiles, or protecting these ice sculptures, which that level can eat my doo-doo. If they get remotely close, then both of the enemies will start to attack you, making it almost impossible to properly get close enough to throw them away. Though, from far away, they don't even attack, so the best strategy is to just keep, throwing them in the other side of the room to stall for time. And this time limit bogs down the pacing for a majority of the challenges, since if you manage to gain so many points that you're basically guaranteed to win, you're forced to stick around for another minute or so. This makes some of the tournament challenges tedious to run through, if they're timed, but luckily, some of them aren't, and they feel great to play because it doesn't feel like they're wasting your time. But there's a decent amount of content here. The problem is, there isn't much replay value here. Replayability is extremely important to fighting games, as it keeps players coming back to play, and also practice the game. Without some sort of classic mode to play, once you go through the Mega Challenge in the story, there's no content left.
It's worth buying the game used if you plan to play it with a group of friends and, night over, play a bit of Shrek Super Slam with the lads, but if you're going to play it by yourself, I highly recommend not playing it, as whilst the game has a lot of depth and techniques, it's bogged down by its single player that, while it starts off pretty good, it starts to get repetitious once you get into the Mega Challenge. And as well, the content, there's none of it, it's really short. So, since it's really short, it might be worth renting at your local I can't say Blockbuster!